As already we have completed the basic structure for this bungalow design, and now it's time to improve this further by adding the door and window tool. So for this, now remember the door tool and window tool. These are supposed to be library-based objects, and of course there will be several settings one should try to understand to use them in a right manner. So let's go step by step. So first of all, I'll talk about the door tool. So just make sure nothing is selected. So your info box is empty, and I'm just double clicking on the door tool. Now your door default setting is the by default dialog box title. Now here you can check out there are supposed to be actually two main divisions, the right side and the left side. You can see a tiny arrow over here. You can just use that to close the left side if in case you are not interested to view that for some reason. Uh, but at present definitely we have to keep this open, because on the left hand side you will see the libraries which are available right now in your current project, and due to those libraries the different door elements which or the what you can say different door patterns which you can use, or the designs which you can use in your current project, you can choose out of that. So remember, if by chance if the library is not correctly loaded, you will get the errors also, and you may not be able to get all the different available doors uh, door patterns in your project. See, for example, now if you check out, there's an embedded library concept, then there's a linked library. Besides that, there's a BIM cloud library and built-in libraries. Remember, this library logic is even applicable for the window tool or maybe the skylight, or even if you go inside your object tool, that is the furniture or such elements, you should always remember that the libraries plays a very important role. So henceforth, you have to be careful about understanding the library, its location, how whether it's loaded or no. If you're using some external library, you should be aware of all those things. So if something which is not there in your project, but you have already used it, and maybe later that library is missing, you will see there is a maybe that library will get highlighted with the red color text in the same list. So anyway, let's try to go and check now what are the linked libraries. So in the linked library, the library ArchiCAD library 25, because our current version in which I'm working was 25. As per the your version in which you are working, that particular number will reflect over here. Anyway, in that you can see now there's a furnishing as a folder. You can see moment you select this, you will see that what that folder carries inside it. So this is the kind of a display I am getting because it is nothing but how to control the folder view and sub type view on your screen. So if you just try to select this pick and hold this, and from the flyout if I select the second option, you will see how this works. The listing will go in some different order compared to earlier one. So this one is much better. The first option, folder view, and folder view is a much better option. Anyways, from there now you can just try to check out. There's a main folder again. There's a doors. Inside that you have a subfolders. So every time if you click on the folder name, you will see all the available door designs which are there. So you can choose the appropriate one to proceed further. So I will always recommend that you should try to put extra time and explore the entire library, go for each and every component, understand how it works, so that you will get maximum benefit you can take out of this ArchiCAD for your better presentations. Though it is time consuming at the initial level, but still it's a very needful thing. So remember, in a one go, I cannot entertain you for all the parameters related to the door. We have to go step by step. So now I'm going to work with the hinge doors, which is by default selected. Even in this, the door 25 was again selected. Remember, whichever the door you select, its related settings you can adjust on the right hand side. You can see always at the top that door name is supposed to be getting highlighted, which you have selected. So I'll select door 25 at present. Now you can check out there are supposed to be several rollouts over here. So out of this, the two first rollouts are that way very important, that is preview and positioning, and second was hinge door setting, because we have selected something out of the hinge door. Tomorrow if you select some other folder and from that whatever door you have selected, its title will get related, what you can say, written over here. Now the door which we are trying to design, its basic parameter is supposed to be 900 width and 2100 as a height. Now if you want to see the preview of this every time, the preview is available in different formats, like whether you can see the plan preview or front elevation, or you can have a 3D view. Okay, so these are the three which will keep on vary. They will vary as per the settings which you change, and the remaining two are nothing but this just the image. This will never change, and the information related to this, it's optional. It depends if the element carries the information or the door library part carries the information related to that, you can surely read from that. So anyway, now I'll return back to this plan view. So 900 to 100 is supposed to be my door height, and the door width, which I'm going to continue as it is for a while, because at present I'm focusing to place this door for the bedroom or a kitchen. Uh, so let's proceed for that. Now there is an option like anchors. So how you going to place the door? Now it's a mandatory that while placing the door, the wall element has to be there in your project. If you don't have wall, you cannot use the door or window. Okay, so be careful about that. So now anchors are like the door when it getting placed inside the wall, how it should be get justified. So you have a different possibilities over here, sill to wall base, sill to wall top, and so many things are there. So out of that, by default they are saying sill to story, which and two, because at present we are working on the story, which is nothing but ground floor, but by default ArchiCAD calls the story as a second. Okay, so because the name given is a user defined, the number is always from ArchiCAD, which you know very well now. So anyway, let's try to keep this as it is for a while. I'm not going to change this. Now there's an offset of 100 millimeters from the floor. Now this depends, because in future when you start using the subfloor, that is on your main slab, there will be some kind of a tiling, and below the tile there will be some mortar also. So you will be offsetting your offsetting your door with that particular distance which is consumed by your finish, the tile finish you can say. So right now I'll put this as a 0, because immediately I'm not going to use this, so I'm just putting this as a 0. Revel to wall face, again there are two possibility, wall core, wall face. For a while you continue with the wall face because you are not yet studying the composite walls. So later you can understand that also. So anyhow, now there are this anchor point method, that is center justified, side 1 or side 2, that we can decide on screen. Now in the hinge door setting, remember in the hinge door setting, this is the second rollout, you can actually check out there are supposed to be two buttons, that is backward and forward, that is previous page and the next page, or otherwise there's a big button. So if you click on this big button, you will see how many different pages are available in your this door setting, so that you can fine tune the door for your exact need. So this is going to be actually a critical thing that in a one go anybody can explain this, or even you can understand. So we'll just go for only those which are really important in the first go. Then later we'll try to explore the thing. Even you can start then working, and then you will realize there are so many fine tunings which you can do and achieve the exact required product or the end product in your presentation. So now first option is the nominal size and tolerance. So this is a very interesting option, because this 900 and 2100 which we have done, that is nothing but they say that is the wall hole dimension. That means my wall will get created inside the wall. The puncture of 900 and 2100 will get created. The entire frame and the shutter and everything will be inside that. Otherwise, you have a choice that if you just check out this number 1, 2, 3, The equivalent description is there in front of that. There is rival dimension, unit dimension, and the same things are reflected in your this plan and the section. So, if someone is keen about designing a clear opening of 900, then he should try to work with the egress dimension. Here, he should type over 900 and then he should proceed. Okay, so for a while, I'll keep this as it is. That is wall hole dimension. Then, next to this, if I click on this button, I'll get the door leaf related settings and door settings and opening. That is how the door leaf should be. Now remember, this is a quick setting. The detail setting you can do from this button. When you click, you will jump to that page, or otherwise even you can click over here and you can go for that door leaf type page, handle page, and so on. Okay, so these are the quick settings and the detail setting can be get done. So for a while I'll do the quick setting. So maybe I'll just try to put something like see the panel, any panel design that suits to your current project need. You can choose that. So this is absolutely on your choice. So maybe I'll just try to select some panel. Remember, whatever you select over here, it's 3D view. You can also check every time. Then if in case you want to find anything, fine tune anything inside this, you have to jump to the page for the door leaf setting. Same way for the handle. So I'll just select one of the handle as per my convenience. You can see the handle will get displayed on this. Okay. Now other things you can say opening type, that is whether it's a side arm or a double action. Okay, so that is if you select this and you can check out how it works. So if I say double action, this is how it is supposed to be. It can swing on either side, or otherwise it's a side arm. Okay, then frame, of course all these things we can fine tune further, because here just a basic type you are choosing. So let's go ahead and see, let's see how it works. Say for example, frame and leaf. Okay, so the next page says frame and leaf, where you can check out the frame style, which you can select either a block frame or a double rebate or a simple rebate. So you just check out the way you select over here, all the things will get displayed for you. Okay, so I'll just go for a simple rebate option, and then now uniform frame breadth. Okay, and there is another option, frame thickness is equal to wall thickness. This I won't activate right now. I'll keep this as it is, and my frame I'll design this as a 75 millimeter, and this I'll design as a frame thickness. Always just check out whatever is the diagram shows. You try to keep your mouse on that. You'll get a tooltip. Read the tooltip and accordingly adjust the settings. So 100 by 75 was my frame size. Then you'll say why this is looking like this. Don't worry, I'll explain that also. You just first of all complete the thing. That is nothing but rebate width, and then the panel leaf thickness. It is a 40 millimeter. So if you see, no, I need a 35 millimeter door thickness. The glass I'm going to use, in case if there is a glass inside this, I'll use a 10 mm glass. So all such settings you can definitely go for. And then so these are the basic settings which I can see. Now I'll just keep on pushing you for the next page, because at present I am not interested to handle too many things in a one go. So maybe the height of the handle you can check, and all those things, small parameters which you can check. So anyway, then you'll see why my door is looking too plain at present. The reason is that if you just check out inside the door setting and opening option, there is supposed to be detail level, and there are two options: 3D detail level by MVO, 2D detail level by MVO. You will see what do you mean by MVO. It is supposed to be model view option. Okay, so how my model should look like for its detailing, because if you're working for a quick presentation, or your scale for the printing is supposed to be heavy, like 1:100, 200, then how much detailing should be shown? And on the other side, if you were using the scale of 1:20, 50, then how much detailing should be shown? So all such things you can control. Or otherwise, you have a choice that you can right now also decide. For example, 2D detail level, you can say scale sensitive. That means as per the scale, it will get automatically adjusted, which will go for a while. You can see now there's a lot of improvement in my presentation because my current floor plan scale was 1:50. So according to that, I can see the preview. Okay. Now it's time to place the door first of all, because I don't want to push you for too many complications for the settings in the first go. So now remember, there's no layer on which the door will stay, because by default wall is the element inside which the door or window will get added. So they will share the same layer whatever the wall belongs to. Okay. So now without changing anything further, I'm just going to say okay for this. Right, and now you can check out here, it is mentioned that anchor point, whether it's you want to go for a center justified, or you want to go for side 1 or side 2, and so on. So okay, let's go and place this door for a base level initially, and then we'll talk about because just to understand in this in a better manner. So though it is not an entrance door, I'll just try to place this for a while over here. Then later I'll let you know how to change this. For example, now check out, this is supposed to be your wall. If you touch to this wall with a Mercedes cursor, and then you will get the half interval. If you stay there, you can see how this particular door will be, the puncture will get added to. If you read the prompt, it is written at the bottom that click on wall to place door center point. Okay. So this is the first possibility. If you just stay there, and if you say no, though I want to be there to the center of the wall, but the door should get puncture should be on the left side fully or right side fully, you can hit the G from the keyboard, and you will realize that you have changed the geometry method. Okay, so every time you hit the G, you will see how the geometry method affects. So let's try to place this as it is with the center justified for a while. And now if I click a point, you will see, and if you read the prompt, it is written, click to choose door opening direction and orientation. Press tab to change reveal side. Okay, that means on which side if you move your mouse in your this current say direction, or on the current view, you can see this sun icon which you have see, that is supposed to be the outside. Okay, and then how this is supposed to be altogether, your door should get placed on which side the leaf should be you want to open. And they say that if you hit the tab key, you will change the reveal side also. Okay, so let's try to place the door in this manner. So single click on that required side, and your door will get placed for you. If you want to see this in 3D, just simply go and just click on the 3D view, and you will see that how the door is getting added for you. Okay, so I hope you can manage this much of part and then follow the next clip.